All right, let's go ahead and react to Garbage Can Taylor. Explained what happened in the loss. And as always, none of this is going to make sense because he's an idiot. I'm sorry, I'm being frank, but I'm pissed off about that game. I'm very upset about that game. And I've already watched this like 6 times. I'm just going to tell you this now. And every single time I get more pissed off. So I thought, you know what? Let's just make a video about it so we can all listen to this joke clown of a coach.
You know, 2 opportunities there at the end of the game to close it out on offense and defensively to get guys on the ground and tackling wasn't good enough. So we're not going to look at anything and say anything was good enough after that loss. And humbling, and we're going to have to really dig deep to bounce back next week.
Humbling. Humbling. That's the word. That's the word you use. Humbling. I could think of a lot of words, Zach. Pathetic. Disgusting. Embarrassment. Humbling is not the word I use in this game. I would not use this game as a humbling moment. This is not humbling. Zach, you were 3-4 going into this game. A humbling moment is when you're 7-0 going against an 0-7 team and you lose the game. That's when it's humbling, okay? It's not humbling when you're below 500, just gave up 30 points to the Steelers, and now you give up 39 points to the Jets. That's not humbling, Zach. That's pathetic, that's disgusting, and that's embarrassing. And then the point he makes of, well, you know, we have the tackling in the first and second. Let's just watch this back.
You know, 2 opportunities there at the end of the game to close it out on offense and defensively to get guys on the ground and tackling wasn't good enough. So we're not going to look at anything and say anything was good enough after that loss. And
you give up 23 points in the fourth quarter, Zach. You give up 39 points in the whole game. Why there's no pointing out 1 or 2 moments and saying, yeah, getting guys on the ground not good enough here and there, and like, no, dude, you sucked the whole game. What do you can't point out 1 or 2 points and say that this is not how you start you just lost to an 0-17 press conference. You start this press conference with, I am truly disgusted with how we played and what we did out there. We should have won this game, and instead, we allowed them to win, and our defense was awful. Like, I hate this man's coaching style. I don't hate him as a person, and I do want to make that. I don't hate Zach as a person. I hate him as a coach. I don't hate him as a person. I want nothing but the best for him as a man, as a father, and as anything else. But as a player point of view, coaching point of view, kick rocks.
Humbling, and we're going to have to really dig deep to bounce back next week.
Why did that kind of slip away from you?
I don't know. I mean, I wish I had that reason for you. You know, it's just someone's got to step up and make a play. Someone's got to make a play either way, just to separate that game for us. Create a turnover, get a guy on the ground, 3rd down win, offensively explosive play in the game. Just never happened for us.
I love we just have to dig deep to bounce back. Zach, if you don't change anything, there is no bouncing back. I'm sorry to say this, buddy, but there's no bouncing back if your defense still looks like they do this week, every single week moving forward. This is back-to-back weeks. What do you mean you're going to dig deep? What are you going to do? Freaking find Pandora's box and try to find a way to fix that crap? And then the whole, oh, we just needed one guy, one play to, make a play for us. You gave up 39 points. I think we're past you just need one player to make a play. You just need one thing to make a play. You gave up 39 points.
The defense started to face adversity. Do you feel like it snowballed on that group?
Yeah, we just need somebody to rise up and make a play. Someone just hold the fort down, and I didn't see enough of that today.
Do you feel like
There's no way he's that stupid. There's no way he's that freaking stupid in his brain. We just needed someone to step up and make a play. How about we just need someone to step up and play defense? I almost said Al, but yeah, Al. Zach, how about that? We just need someone to step up and play defense. Zach, this is an 0-7 team you just gave up 39 points to. This is not a good team that you just gave up 39 points to. We need one guy to step up and make a play. No, we needed our defense to actually play their system. This is why it doesn't get fixed. This is why things don't get fixed. Because he treats it like it was one small mistake that we can use that, learn from that, and get better from that. This is why it doesn't get fixed. Because he doesn't see it as a problem. He doesn't analyze it as a problem. He sees it as a small little issue, and that's it. This is not a small little issue, Zach. This is a complete clusterfluff of a team right now with this defense. And this is why Zach needs to be fired. This is why Zach cannot be a Cincinnati Bengals coach anymore. Because he does not understand it. And if he can't understand that, you can't be a coach. You need to be fired.
You've got to kind of improve the intangibles there in adverse situations like that.
I think someone needs to step up and lead the group. That's what I'm waiting to see. Someone step up and lead the group and take some accountability over there.
And it took us 56 seconds, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are enjoying. Hopefully you're having a beautiful snack at home. Hopefully you're enjoying your food. Because we just heard the accountability! Accountability, and it took us 57 seconds to hit the number. Wow, that's a new record. So the previous record for him saying accountability was 1 minute and 20 seconds. This is a new world record. I hope Guinness is watching. Guinness, please give him a plaque. He needs to get a plaque and put that face on the plaque, by the way, right there. This screenshot right here. Because this is a new world record. Before this was 1 minute and 20 seconds into a losses press conference for him to say accountability. We need some accountability on defense. No, what you need is to actually be a coach. What you need is to actually have a front office. What you need is to fire every single player on that defense. 1 minute and 20 seconds was the old world record.
And get this thing going the right way.
What was your overall message to the team?
That.
He's already had that.
Wait. I know I did not just hear that correctly. His message to the team, to the defense, after giving up 39 points was that we need someone to be accountable. My brain's going to explode. My brain is going to explode out of my head, and it's going to shoot everywhere. There's no way. There's no way this is real. Like, bro, this has to be an AI. Is this AI? This has to be AI. Bro just said, after giving him 39 points, his only thing he said to the team, to the defense was, well, we need someone to be accountable. What? You should have reamed their ASSES. I don't cuss on this channel. You know that word out. You should have been in that locker room screaming at those guys. Say how unacceptable it is. How much of an embarrassment it is. You get your defense give it 39 points, and the first thing you say to them is, we need someone to be accountable. You suck.
From rush defense-wise, why do you think they were able to get so much on the ground?
They got a lot of momentum. I mean, they were a dangerous team that way. That was certainly a strength of theirs, with their offensive line. And
0-7. 0-7.
So again, we weren't good enough. I don't know how many.
Yeah, they were 0-7, Zach. They were a dangerous team in that way once they got momentum. They were 0-7. What do you mean they were a dangerous team in that way when they got momentum? They were 0-7. That means that they played 7 games and couldn't win any game possible. They couldn't win a single game. What do you mean that they were a dangerous team when they got momentum? They weren't a dangerous team when they got momentum because they couldn't win a game. They couldn't win a game. Dangerous team when you got
explosives. It felt like there was a decent amount of explosives there. So maybe better.
What you've invested both capital-wise and also in draft picks on the defensive line, how disappointing is the pass rush?
Yeah, we need somebody to step up and win some one-on-ones.
Question: how disappointing was the pass rush with all the draft picks we put in defensive line? The answer, Zach, I'm going to give you the answer. I know you're looking right now like you're hungry, right? You need some snack Taylor in you. The answer to that question, Mr. Reporter, is very effing disappointing. Very disappointing. Very embarrassing. Not, well, yeah, we just need someone to step up and make a play. No, that's not the question, Zach. Did he ask you, what do you think the defense needs to do? No, he didn't ask you that, Zach. You didn't answer the question. You gave a typical DC dip and twirl freaking political answer here, and you didn't answer the question, Zach. Zach, the question was, what are you how disappointed are you that the defensive line had all these draft picks? Myles Murphy, first-round pick. Shamar Stewart, first-round pick. And yet, second-round pick for Chris Jenkins. And yet, you still can't get a pass rush. That was the question, Zach. The question wasn't, what do you think the defense needs to do? Okay? So how about you answer the question and not just go back and forth and give bullcrap answers, okay? I think that would be a great thing to start with, Zach.
Is it troubling that the run defense has been going back to the preseason? It seems like y'all get cash.
That's something we certainly got to improve on.
It looked like T was visibly upset coming off the game through his helmet, like putting at himself. What was supposed to happen on Joe Flacco's last throw? Was he supposed to go to Yoshi or?
Yeah, he was an option there. I don't know what. I mean, he was probably just frustrated we lost.
Was there a thought of maybe going to Wins County, given whatever Flacco was doing?
It was it was a very deft decision right there. You know, and very tough. And Joe was ready to go. I don't think anything Joe did on that last couple of plays was anything that led us to not being able to win. I thought he was fine. He threw away. We were expecting coverage, didn't get it. Threw one away, and the other one to Yoshi. I didn't exactly see what it looked like, but I didn't feel like.
Zach, who are some guys you see on the defense, or at least?
Yeah, we just need guys to step up. You know, we just need some guys to step up. I'm not going to sit here and name names. We just need guys to step up.
I swear on everything. We just need guys to step up. That's literally the idea of this press conference. I didn't talk for the last, 2 minutes. Because honestly, I'm just trying to get through this at this point because I'm going to freaking have an aneurysm. He is such an awful head coach. He is such an awful freaking head coach. It's not even a question. Oh, man. We just need guys to step up. We just need guys to step up. No, Zach. No, Zach. We need guys to do their damn job. We need guys to do their damn job, Zach. And that's something that you and Duke have gotten away with not doing. That's what you and Duke have been doing for the last 6 years here in Cincinnati. I know Duke's been here forever, but I'm saying last 6 years since Zach has gotten here, that's what you've been doing. Not your damn job. And that's the problem, Zach. That's the issue.
At 31-15, 31-16, and 38-24, Zach, did you feel like maybe the defense subconsciously was playing prevent? Keep everything in front of us, don't allow big plays?
What led you guys going?
That's kind of an interesting question. Do you feel like they played prevent? And he goes, no. I don't think he knows anything.
Back to Cam in the starting lineup.
Just guys got to continue to rise up for us, you know, and so again, just continue to find the best combination of guys we got over there.
Where does this rank loss you've had?
Well, I'm not into ranking losses. I'm into being frustrated that we lost this game, you know, and it was right there for us to grab and create some momentum for ourselves, and we missed the opportunity. Quite simple, and you got to give credit to the Jets, man. We had them down multiple times, big scores, and we just never delivered that knockout blow, and they just kept hanging in there, and they made play after play after play, and their confidence rose, and so then they were able to get that win, and we saw this on tape. We saw the 5-1 score games. We saw end of games. They had their opportunities, and they just hadn't been able to capitalize on them yet, and here we are. We're the team that they got it against. It's unfortunate.
Final words on offense there. You guys got
Not one time. Is he really not going to say embarrassing or disgusting one time? It's unfortunate. It's embarrassing. Say it, Zach. Say it out loud, Zach. Embarrassing. Not unfortunate. It's not, oh, what happens? No, it doesn't happen, Zach. How many teams lose with 0-7 Jets? Nobody but us. It's like, who's going to beat the Bengals? Nobody, right? It's who's going to lose to the Jets? Nobody, except for the Bengals.
a little momentum, it seemed like. Chase got that.
Yeah, we got some momentum. The first down play, I got to jog my memory. The second down play, second down, we'd had some success running in that situation. Obviously, it's not good when they're up in there and they jam it up on you. And then the third down didn't work. We didn't get it going there.
The grand scheme of things of what you want to accomplish this season. Now, how much more do you think?
No, it's still on the table. It's still a long season. This is going to be a difficult season for a lot of teams, and so you just got to be in the thick of it and give yourself an opportunity. This is one that we had right in our grasp, and that's the disappointing part about it. We were right there. We had this, and so anytime you got a game like that you can do, and we let it get away from us. It's frustrating.
All right, I had to cut him off because he's an idiot. I'm sorry, but this is the problem, Zach. This is the problem. This loss in general is so much more than just a loss. And Zach doesn't understand that in his head. Zach is acting like we just lost to the Steelers. We just lost to the Ravens. We just lost to the Bears. No, Zach. This is not just you just lost to a team. This loss is a loss where you look back and you go, oh, there's some problems. And every one of our issues showed its ugly face in this game. Our defense, we can't close games, number one. Number two, our defense cannot get the opposing offense off the field. We cannot stop the run. We cannot tackle. We cannot cover. We cannot scheme against the other team well. We can't outcoach any other team in the league. Zach, this is not just you lost the game by 1 point. It's unfortunate. We'll get back to work and we'll try to make everything good. Because this loss is the loss you look back and you go, that's when their season got derailed. That's when their season showed how bad of a team they are, right? That's when you really see the cracks. Because sometimes when it comes to something breaking down, you don't always see the cracks. The cracks are hidden. But when the cracks do show themselves, that's when it all collapses. And that's what this game was. This game was a game where you look back and you go, that's where everything fell apart. And this is the problem with Zach Taylor. This is why he needs to be fired. He doesn't realize that. He doesn't comprehend that. He goes through this same old political response. It's all good. Accountability. We'll get back to work. We'll figure it out. We'll fix this. We'll fix that. And what he doesn't do is realize, and he doesn't, I say he cares, but I don't know if he cares. I think he cares. I just think he doesn't, he tries to avoid the problem. And it's just over and over and over again. And it's just freaking frustrating.
What was so good about the run game? Why did it pop the way it did?
We were just, able to lean on it some with the lead and felt like we had good control of the game and stick with it. Thought our guys up front were doing a great job. Thought the backs were running really well, breaking tackles. Joe did a great job controlling the perimeter with some perimeter stuff in the run game where he got some completions out of it on some runs to control some of the pressures they were trying to hit us with. I just thought you guys did a nice job.
Zach, you scored 38 points on offense. That's not the problem, idiot. The problem is defense.
How's Hendrickson feeling heading into the game, and do you have any update on
Yeah,
how now?
he's ready to play and hit, so we'll see where he's at.
Did you? Okay, bro. There's no way. A 3-year-old child could have watched Trey Hendrickson in that game and said, "Oh, he doesn't look right." A 3-year-old child could have watched Trey Hendrickson play in that game and said, "He seems like he's not himself, and he might be hurt." A 3-year-old child. How are you saying going into that game, after knowing how this game went, how he at halftime he was ruled out for the rest of the game? How are you saying going into this game he looked fine, and he looked all right, and he looked fine? How, Zach? How? He was limited Wednesday and Thursday. How are you going to say he looked all right when every single Bengals fan saw him in that game and saw how he did not look all right? He looked sluggish. He looked hurt. He looked messed up. How are you going to say he looked fine going into the game, Zach? That is a lie. That is a lie. You cannot say he looked okay going into the game when we watched him on the first play look like maybe 10% of himself. What is fine to you, Zach? What is considered fine in our right going into a game? He looked demolished.
The aggravation. No,
That's what I think it is, yeah. All right, thank you all.
He needs to be fired. 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 There's no fixing this team until him and Duke are fired. The front office gets gutted. We get a real GM in here, a real head coach in there. They bring in their offense coordinator. They bring their defense coordinator. They bring in their coaching staff. And we just say, goodbye, Snack Taylor. Watch this for like the 6th time now. My brain is exploding even more.